Nobody wants to admit it, but your adult children might be tiptoeing around a hidden agenda that puts your financial security and independence on the line. This is a tough conversation that most families would rather avoid, but we're going to tear off the polite mask and confront it head on. Today, I'm about to reveal 7 shocking truths about what could be going on behind your back once you hit your 70s. Some of these secrets may unsettle you or even rattle the trust you thought you had in your own flesh and blood. But without this raw honesty, you'll stay in the dark, assuming they're just being caring and protective when the reality might be far more manipulative. So brace yourself, because we're diving into uncomfortable territory right now, and we're not sugarcoating a single thing. Let's get started with the first disturbing reality. The uncomfortable truth is that your adult children might be quietly calculating how much your estate is worth long before you've even finished living. They could be eyeballing your house, your bank accounts, or your workshop full of valuable tools, deciding what to sell off or keep once you're no longer around to object. It's an unspoken inventory, and they might excuse it by calling it long-term planning or looking out for you. But let's be honest, some of them are eyeing those assets like vultures circling overhead. It's uncomfortable to think your own kids could be measuring your living room curtains to see how they'd fit in their place. But I've seen it happen time and again. The solution is to confront this lurking behavior immediately. Demand transparency. Ask your children how they intend to handle your legacy after your passing, and let them know you have the final say on what happens to your assets while you're still alive. If they get cagey or defensive, that might be the red flag telling you they're already dividing your possessions in their heads. Don't be afraid to consult an attorney for advice on how to protect yourself from an inheritance grab. If you've ever felt that wave of dread about your finances disappearing, you're not alone. Comment "hard truth" if you suspect that your children are making secret calculations about your estate. The second secret is the subtle push to place you in a care facility, and it's not always because they think it's best for you. Some adult children are looking to streamline their own lives by removing you, a perceived burden, from their immediate environment. They might dress it up as, "We want you to have professional care," or "It'll be safer for you to have round-the-clock assistance." But there's a chance they're also seeing an opportunity to sell your home, free up funds for themselves, or just cut down on how much time they need to spend dealing with your day-to-day needs. Nobody wants you to know that sometimes it's not about your safety, but their convenience. The only way to fight back is to ensure you're prepared with concrete plans for your later years. Have a direct conversation about whether in-home care is a possibility, or if you can hire a part-time caretaker that you select. Make sure your health care directives and legal documents specifically describe how and when a move to assisted living should happen. If you keep the control in your own hands and outline your own terms, like choosing the facility, if it ever becomes necessary, then your kids won't be able to railroad you into a place that prioritizes their needs over your well-being. And if you're watching this and feeling uneasy because your children have been strangely insistent on relocating you, now is the time to stand your ground. The third distressing truth is that some adult children will leverage your forgetfulness to hide important documents or to slip new documents under your nose. Maybe you've misplaced your reading glasses for the 10th time this week, and you don't catch that your child is quietly tucking away your insurance papers or handing you a form that grants them broader financial power than you ever intended. It's an underhanded tactic aimed at taking control, creating a sort of hush around anything that might raise suspicion. The best defense here is organization and external oversight. Keep duplicates of all critical documents in a trusted location, possibly a lockbox or safe deposit box, and let a non-family member, like a lawyer or close friend, know where those are kept. If your child tries to manipulate your short-term memory lapses for their own benefit, you'll be fortified by a paper trail that you and some neutral party can access. If you suspect something shady like this is going on, take immediate action. Cancel suspicious forms, change account passwords, or share your concerns with a professional. By doing so, you ensure that your forgetfulness won't be exploited for someone else's gain. The fourth terrifying possibility is that your adult children might be feigning concern over your health just so they can argue you're no longer fit to manage your own affairs. Maybe they've magnified a small memory lapse or used a doctor's visit to make it sound like you're on the brink of mental decline, all so they can go to a court and petition for guardianship or power of attorney. That sounds extreme, but it happens more often than you'd think. The reason is simple. If they legally prove that you're not capable, they get the keys to your kingdom, your finances, your property, your medical choices, everything. To combat this, demand thorough medical evaluations from neutral doctors and specialists whenever mental fitness is brought into question. Keep clear records of your day-to-day activities, finances, and any medical appointments that prove you're mentally capable. And if you find out that your child has been gathering evidence without your knowledge, call them on it. Remind them that your health is your business first and theirs second. If they're truly concerned, they should be supporting you in daily tasks, not rifling through your medical records for ammunition. Give a big thumbs up and subscribe if you appreciate this brutally honest conversation. Not everyone has the courage to talk about these taboo topics. The fifth heartbreaking secret is the whispered gossip about your supposed mental inability that they pass around to extended family, neighbors, or even your friends. It's a strategy that can isolate you by making others believe you're irrational or paranoid. By the time you try to speak up for yourself, they might already have painted you as someone who doesn't know what they're saying. That's how they discredit you and position themselves as the heroic caregiver who only wants what's best for you, while quietly controlling your decisions or steering your finances. The solution: communicate with your community before they do. If you get even a hint that your adult children are spreading rumors about your mental state, be proactive. Reach out to relatives, close friends, or community leaders and let them see for themselves that you're perfectly stable. Invite them to spend time with you, show them you're still engaged with the world, and share your perspective on what's going on. The more visibility you give people into your actual state of mind, the harder it is for your kids to spin a phony narrative. And if you're feeling alone in this battle, connect with senior support groups or even local charities that focus on elder advocacy. You deserve a network that has your back. Sixth, and pay close attention to this one, your adult children may be using technology in ways you never imagined, from tracking your expenses online to setting up hidden cameras in your house, all under the banner of keeping an eye on you for your own safety. They might even have remote access to your phone or computer, scanning through your emails and messages, checking your social media to see what you're telling friends or relatives. The moment they start intruding on your privacy like this, it becomes a power play. They know that if they have eyes on what you're doing and who you're talking to, they can spin the story however they want later. Technology is supposed to help families stay safe and connected, but it can also be a weapon of control. If you suspect they're snooping, it's time to change your passwords. Get a phone that's only in your name, and consider professional help to sweep your home for hidden devices. Confront them directly if you find something suspicious. Nothing stops a manipulator in their tracks faster than realizing they're caught red-handed. Demand that your privacy be respected, and if they argue it's for your well-being, let them know that you'll ask for help when you need it. But you won't stand for being watched like a prey animal. Comment hard truth if you got a hunch there's more surveillance happening in your home than you authorized. For the seventh and final bombshell, here's the scenario that hits like a punch to the gut. Your children might exploit moments of genuine vulnerability, like a sudden health scare, a nasty fall, or a difficult hospitalization, to rush major financial or legal decisions. In that haze of pain meds, or while you're physically recovering and emotionally drained, they might present a stack of papers for you to sign, or encourage you to just let them handle things. They know that when you're down, you have fewer defenses up, and you might quietly comply just to make the problem go away. Unfortunately, it can lead to them gaining total control of your finances, your estate, and even your final wishes, without you fully realizing what happened. The solution is to build an emergency plan now, while you're healthy enough to think clearly. Appoint a medical advocate or even a friend who can step in if you're suddenly incapacitated. Make sure they understand your wishes and have the legal authority to stand at your defense. Don't place all your trust in one family member, especially if you suspect they might take advantage of the situation. You can set up documents that require more than one signature for financial decisions if you're unable to sign yourself. Do whatever it takes to protect your autonomy. If you let down your guard, even briefly, it only takes one crisis for a manipulative child to swoop in and redirect everything you've spent your lifetime building. All right, let's recap. We've talked about how your kids might be stealthily dividing your assets in their minds, how they might want to pack you away in a care facility for their own convenience, how they can exploit your forgetfulness to seize control of your documents, how they might be lying about your mental fitness to snatch guardianship, how they could be spreading rumors to discredit your testimony, how they might be using technology to track every move you make, and finally, how they could capitalize on moments of crisis to get you to sign away your rights. These 7 secrets might feel overwhelming, but you're not powerless. You can stand up for yourself right now by speaking openly, securing your documents, consulting with legal experts, and refusing to be labeled as someone who can't make their own decisions. Independence in your senior years isn't just a privilege, it's your right. And anyone who tries to wrestle that from you doesn't have your true well-being at heart. Now do me a favor. If this brutal honesty has made you feel a little uncomfortable, but also more aware, Hit that like button and subscribe for more no-nonsense content. Share this video with someone who needs a wake-up call about manipulative family dynamics. And if you've experienced anything like this, drop a comment with "hard truth" to let others know they're not alone. We refuse to tiptoe around these issues any longer. You deserve respect, transparency, and a say in what happens to your life and your legacy. Take charge and let them know you are not going quietly into a corner. You're here, you're informed, and you're ready to reclaim the power that is rightfully yours.